Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Acupuncture's My Life. Now, in my last podcast episode, I discussed ways in which you can basically overall destroy your vision and how we take our eyesight for granted. And some of the examples I used was, let's say, rubbing your eyes, watching your cell phone too much. But the biggest was diet. Diet is huge, and there are so many individuals, and I'm noticing this from some of the messages that were sent to the Acupuncture's My Life app. Those messages being, how is diet related to eyesight? Just starting out off the cuff and saying, as simple as possible, you are what you eat. And that cliche stands for something. It exists for a reason. Whatever you put in your mouth affects every aspect of your body. Because diet plays a huge role in late-stage age-related macular degeneration. Okay? Diet plays a huge role in many disorders that individuals globally suffer from. And I've went into detail in answering some of the messages, and just to continue, if you don't already have the Acupuncture's My Life app, download it. It's free at the Apple Store if you're an iPhone user, or the Google Play Store if you're an Android user. And you can ask the acupuncturist here at Acupuncture's My Life any question you may have. Any question you may have regarding acupuncture, or ask if it can treat any particular disorder. Because acupuncture can treat just about any disorder that's out there. Or it can help you better manage it, or it can serve as adjunct to a regimen in which you were placed on by a medical doctor. But there are several types of foods, unhealthy foods, that can quadruple your risk of developing an eye disorder or an eye condition. See, many individuals are unaware as to what late-stage age-related macular degeneration is, but basically this disorder affects your central vision. And once you're faced with this condition, it's no longer recommended that you operate a vehicle. And there are certain daily activities that are recommended for your safety to discontinue. Okay? And those recommendations are usually for your own health. You see, as a licensed board-certified doctor of acupuncture, I understand that health is wealth. The wealth is not in the bank. It's not in the safe. It's not in your purse. It's not in your pocket. It's not under the mattress. It's not in the shoebox in the closet. And it's not under the doghouse in the backyard. The wealth is in you. Diet means everything. So guess what? If you're ingesting good foods, you're increasing your overall wealth. Okay? Your diet plays a huge part, and diet plays a huge part, I should say, in those who face an increased risk of late stage age-related macular degeneration. Why? What types of foods, let's say, in some cases, red meat. Now, in my opinion, red meat isn't bad for you. It depends on the quality of it, among other things. And it serves its purpose. But it's like anything else, too much of anything is no good for you. Good or bad. Well, especially bad. But you also want to avoid processed meats. Love making those sandwiches or what have you. Get rid of that. You don't need it. You don't need the sausages. No. Fried foods you really want to avoid. Oh, but doc, I only eat that once in a while. Sometimes once in a while is like not good. It's, do you get hit by a bus or a truck once in a while? I mean, I hate to sound so extreme, but just try and think of it from that perspective. Avoid, especially as you age, avoid fried foods. Avoid them. Another is refined grains. Avoid refined grains. And one of my bigger recommendations to avoid is dairy, especially high fat dairy products. I'm like so anti-dairy. And so many individuals will message me over the Acupuncture My Life app asking me why do I hate dairy so much. It's not a point of hating it. It's just not, cow's milk. Let's just use that for instance. Goat milk. These things are designed for their offspring, not you. And you don't need it. I had breast milk. I'm trying to remember. I think until I was like 2. And you want to know something? I may have had a drop of milk. I may have had a grand total of 1 cup of milk since then. And I'm not going to tell you my age, and I know many of you are waiting for me to say it and I'm not saying it. And that was just a period of about 9 years where I was drinking coffee, and people would always look at me because I would just put a pin drop of milk in it, just to lighten it up, even if it's like the most tiniest bit. But just drop it in there. It's like the size of an eraser head on a pencil. And I would get these looks like, why waste your time? You could have just left it. No, it's my preference. So if I made it this far in life without drinking milk, I'll leave it there. But your diet plays a huge, huge part. I mean, because some dietitians would, when discussing late stage AMD, they would recommend you limit your intake of processed meat, fried foods, refined grains, dairy, to slow down the degenerative process. Take a second and just think about that. Just think about that for a second, to slow down. Well, just avoid it. Now, I know when you listen to my podcast, I'll just tell you, just stop. Not going to baby you and say, oh yeah, just slow down a little bit. No, just stop. It's not good for you. It isn't. It's not. Now, as adults, we either want to keep doing it or we don't. But I say just stop. You know what? If you're operating a vehicle right now, do me a favor and pull it over to the side of the road. And if you're crossing the street, hurry up and safely get across the street. And if you're carrying or lifting something heavy, take a moment. Rest it down. Why? Because I need everyone's attention right now, because I need you to relax, and I need you to close your eyes, and I need you to say to yourself, acupuncture is my life. And now open them. Boom. You are now brand new, and brand new you are. But you want to know something? A poor diet, rubbing your eyes, watching your phone too much, and as well as other things I discussed in the last episode, isn't the only thing that's destroying your vision. You know what else can just like totally rob you of your eyesight later in life? There's this virus called shingles. And I'm going to do an episode on shingles, because shingles has become a huge global concern as we have or live in an aged society where our immune systems can no longer contain this virus. And acupuncture. If you have shingles, see an acupuncturist. Not even going to go into detail. See an acupuncturist immediately. Acupuncture is great for so many things. If you have shingles, if you have this virus, see an acupuncturist. And yes, it can cause blindness. It can cause blindness. And many individuals are unaware of that until they're affected. And it happens to them. And many, I won't say many is like a great deal, in the thousands, but there have been those that have been brought into the Acupuncture is My Life clinic here in New York City, having experienced that, unfortunately. If you have shingles, see an acupuncturist. Again, it's why I say see your physician, your general practitioner on an annual basis, and make sure you establish regular wellness visits with your acupuncturist. This is important. It's for your health, because you don't want this burden looming around or hanging around on your shoulders. Why? Especially as you age. You don't need that. Remove it. See an acupuncturist. Make acupuncture a part of your life. Why? One reason why is because acupuncture is my life. What's yours?